Hello students, I am your chemistry teacher. Now today we will discuss about acid, base and salt. This in the 10th class this chapter is very important. Acid, base and salt. Now let us start with acid. What is an acid? Do you know about the acid? Now we can define acid as are the substance which turns blue litmus paper into red. These are called acids. This is the first point about the acids. And the second point is acids are sure in nature, taste. Acids are sure in taste. And the third point is acid give hydrogen ion in their aqueous solution. Okay. Now these are called acids which turns blue litmus paper into red and which are sour in taste and give hydrogen ion in their aqueous solution. For example, lemon. Lemon is sour in taste, so that it is an acid. And what about the base? The opposite of acid is called base. Now, in the acid, blue litmus turned into red, but in the base, red litmus turns into blue. This is the first point about the bases. Now, second point. We know that acid is sour in taste, but the base is bitter in taste. And the third point, acid give hydrogen ion in their aqueous solution, but base gives OH negative ion, that is hydroxyl ion, in their aqueous solution. And the example of bases are soap. Soap is a base. Soap is basic in nature. Now this is all about acid and base. This is the main difference between acid and bases. Now let us talk about litmus. What is the litmus? Litmus paper is an indicator. Litmus क्या है? एक indicator है. Which helps us to detect a chemical is acid or a base. लिटमस क्या करता है? लिटमस एक इंडिकेटर है जिससे हमें पता चलता है केमिकल एसिड है या बेस है. लिटमस इज obtained from lichen. Lichen, what is the lichen? Lichen is combination of fungi and algae. लाइकन क्या है? लाइकन कॉम्बिनेशन है फंजाई और अल्गी का. और जो लिटमस होता है, लिटमस क्या होता है? पर्पल इन कलर. लिटमस इज पर्पल इन कलर. नाउ this is about the indicator, litmus paper. Now next point, we can explain the basic nature. How can we determine the acid chemical is acid or base? Now discuss about curry stain. We know that curry stain is yellow in color, but when we rub the soap on curry stain, it turns into yellow color, turns into reddish brown. Why it turns into reddish brown? Because soap is basic in nature, so that when we rub the soap on curry stain, which is yellow, it turns into reddish brown because soap is basic in nature. Now, discuss about the reactions of acid. First of all, reaction of acid with the metals. When the acid is react with acid is react with metal, acid is react with metal, it produce hydrogen gas. Okay. For example, take an acid that is HCl plus metal zinc. It is converted into zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas. Okay. The hydrogen gas is evolved when the acid is react with an metal. Now, we can also detect that the gas is hydrogen only. It can be explained with an activity. Now, let us take a test tube. In the test tube, we take sulfuric acid. Now, in the sulfuric acid, add the zinc granules of zinc metal. Okay. When we add the zinc metal in the sulfuric acid, hydrogen gas is evolved. Hydrogen, how can detect the hydrogen? We can detect the hydrogen gas with the help of burning candle. With the help of burning candle, when we take the burning candle near this gas, the gas catches the fire. फिर क्या होगा? गैस जो होगी फायर को पकड़ लेगी. The gas burns, okay, and the puff sound is heard, और हमें puff sound सुनेगी. The puff sound means that this gas is hydrogen gas. Now, let us another point. Now, we know that when we add acid with metal, it changes into it produces hydrogen gas. For example, we take sulfuric acid plus metal zinc, it is converted into zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. This reaction is called displacement reaction, because in this reaction we saw that the more reactive, because in the displacement reaction more reactive substance is replaced by displaced by less reactive substance. Okay. Now this is about the reaction of acid with metal. And we know that the acid react with metal, it produces hydrogen gas. And the gas is also detected by an activity. Now, next point is when the acid is react with, next point is acid reaction of acid with carbonates, reaction of acid with carbonates and bicarbonates. And the bicarbonates are also called hydrogen carbonates. When an acid is react with carbonate, it produces carbon dioxide gas along with water and salt. For example, now acid plus carbonates, it produces carbon dioxide gas plus water plus salt. Now we can also detect the carbon dioxide gas. How can we detect the carbon dioxide gas? We detect the carbon dioxide gas by passing through the lime water. Solution can pass through the lime water. When the solution can pass through the lime water, the solution becomes milky. When the solution becomes milky, it means carbon dioxide gas is evolved. Now, next point is neutralization reaction. What is the neutralization reaction? In the neutralization reaction, acid and base together react with each other and salt and water is produced. When the acid and base react with each other, they form salt and hydrogen gas. Why this reaction is called neutralization reaction? Because in this reaction both acids and bases neutralize each other, so that this is called neutralization reaction. For example, let us take an acid, that is HCl, plus base, that is sodium hydroxide. This is converted into sodium chloride, that is salt, plus water. In this reaction, both neutralize the effect of each other. Both neutralize the effect of each other. Now, the next point is alkali. What is the alkali? Alkali. When the base is dissolved into water, alkali is formed. We know that all the bases does not dissolve into the water, but the bases which are dissolved into the water, these are called alkali. Now, next point is can we dissolve water into acid, or can we dissolve acid into water? What is the right way? We can add acid into water. The right way is add acid into water. This is the right way. Why? Because when we add water into the acid, it is very dangerous. Because when we add water into the acid, it is become very hot. It become very hot. When we add water into acid, it produces more heat. And which is very dangerous. In some cases, the container broke down. Okay, the right way is add the acid into the water. How can we add How can we add acid into water? First of all, take a beaker with the water with the stirrer. ठीक है? First of all, we take the water in the beaker and stirrer also. Now add the acid into the water slowly with constant stirring. This is the right way. We can add acid into the water slowly with constant stirring. This is a safe side. Now, what is the universal indicator? What is the universal indicator? Now, we know that the litmus paper is detect chemical either a base or a acid, but it does not detect the strength of acid and base. Now, universal indicator detect the strength of acid and base. It is a pH paper. Very, very important. What is the pH paper? What is the meaning of pH? P means potential and H means hydrogen ion. Potential of hydrogen ion. It is called potential of hydrogen ion. It is called universal indicator. Why it is called universal indicator? Because it is also detect the strength of acid or base. इससे हमें क्या पता चलता है कि एसिड और बेस स्ट्रॉन्ग है या वीक है. Now, at the pH, when pH is 7, it means the chemical is neither acid, neither acidic, nor basic. It means at the pH 7, the solution or chemical is neutralized. When the pH less than 7, it means the solution is acidic. The solution is acidic. What when the pH is more than 7? It means solution is basic. This is all about the pH. That is called universal indicator.